It's Week 18 of the NFL, and all eyes are on the Monarchs' sure-handed wide receiver. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Monarchs and the Colts on Sunday Night Primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the London Monarchs. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here, and this is going to be a heck of a chess match. This offense against a defense that will take no prisoners out there.
It's going to be a big-time battle, and I think that both of these teams have that mindset of we're going to do what we do and make the other guys react to us. And we've definitely got a couple of headstrong coordinators who won't back down from a challenge. So this will be a battle of wits as much as it'll be a battle of brawn.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. So now the Colts backed up to start their initial drive. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
It was fun getting ready for this game, wasn't it? Because normally we talk to the coaches and the players. I think you and I asked to talk to the trainer to see how his arm is going to be.
A lot of ice after last week.
After last week's game, boy, what a performance that was. And you know who else is having fun? Receivers. Because they get a chance to do what they do best, which is go out and catch the ball.
Yeah, and that last week effort, he threw for well over 400 yards.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. And he's got room. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That burst good for 20 and a first down. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
They'll run on first down. It's long, and he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Flush to his right. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Monarchs use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
On second and 11 now. Lawrence. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And third and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, Lawrence. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down. Here's Lawrence. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on second and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get him.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. What we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Better than a 30-yard gain as we wind down towards 30 seconds left in the quarter. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff? Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful.
This is caught inside the 15. And what a big-time play there. 54 yards. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Up the middle they go. Dawkins, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. With his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Monarchs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lawrence on 3rd down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Christian Harris, his second sack of the night. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, as we break it down on next-gen stats, that entire play wound up taking just 2.4 seconds beginning to end. So they were on him in a hurry. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 33 yards that time.
Right there.
Now a handoff up the middle. Dawkins, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw here. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Okay, break. Hey, check that, street. Go.
Up the middle they go. Dawkins. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Monarchs take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Lawrence to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 1st down, Lawrence. Pressure comes and down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another try after the 1st down sack. Lawrence throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul. Roughing the tackler. Defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looking to throw again on second down. Lawrence. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. From the gun on third down, Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. The 40. 30, 20, 10, 5, and he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Charles, they are putting on a show right now. I mean, with that fumble return for the touchdown, you think about the size of this advantage. Heck, it's a 4-score game right now, and we're still in the first half.
And that has to be the highlight, Brandon, with how frequently we see fumbles return to the house. But if you are inclined to pick this as the game signature play so far, you do have no shortage of alternatives to select from. This has been nothing short of a clinic. And as noted, we still have a half a ball to play.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Come on, set.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. After the sack on first down, Lawrence under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe for the run. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL.
Hey, we get it. No time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter.
Well, here we sit, week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs are figured.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one to get.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Christian Harris in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. On second down, they'll run it here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. Third and long coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
It's going the other way. Taking it right down Broadway. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Lawrence will throw.
And that is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and they will remain well behind. That would have been from way downtown. Pretty big roll of the dice, and he comes up a bit short.
Yeah, you knew when you saw the holder setting up on the other side of the 50 that this was going to be a long shot. But to me, there's really no loss here because you've shown confidence in him. Kicking it from a long distance, that'll pay dividends. And the miss, you can shake that one off. It wasn't likely to make it in the first place.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Monarchs have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
And the Colts coming out now.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
Lawrence.
And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Now Lawrence.
Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Welcome back now here in London. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Christian Harris
in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record.
Now Lawrence on 3rd and long.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Touchdown, Colts. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Colts get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
No problem there on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. London about set to take over on offense as they try to finish things off in this fourth quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6.
Hey, Chris!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Even with the big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
On 1st down, Dawkins Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That one a first down pickup of 8. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So now then, the penalty's got them set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And a 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion.
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
That's a tough one there defensively because look at the stops they got on 1st and 2nd down, and it's 1st and 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The blitz coming. Lawrence.
And he'll just get rid of it.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. He's going to let it fly. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Colts send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
London about set to take over on offense. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can. Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Ready? Warriors 17. Riggs. Ready.
Now back to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. To try again after the sack, Lawrence. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence.
Wide open receiver, complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the home team here,
they finish off one of the best regular seasons of all time, 16-1, their final record.
And now they'll have the week off as